Hello folks, we are back with the exercise 13.2. Now it's the part 5. We are doing exciting problems here. Question number 9 till part 4 we had finished in the previous video. Now we are taking the part 5. Again, they have put the terms in such a way that you could take it as a product, or if you want you can take it as a quotient. We as a preference level we will take product and do it. So first let's define this function f of x is equal to x raised to minus 4 to 3 minus 4 x raised to minus 5. And further we will let the first term to be x raised to minus 4 and b to be the next term. Okay, let's get the derivative. It's minus 4 x raised to minus 5 because n raised to x minus 1. Derivative of this is derivative of both the terms together, and that is, so let's check number, no derivative. So 4 into minus 5 x raised to minus 6. So it's 20 x raised to minus 6. Now f of x is u into b. So f dash x is u into b dash plus b into u dash. U for us is x raised to minus 4. B dash for us is 20 x raised to minus 6. V for us is 3 minus 4 x raised to minus 5, and u dash for us is minus 4 x raised to minus 5. Like the previous problem, we will try to sort it out and try to simplify it. Now this will be 20 by, see these both can add up, so it is becoming x raised to minus 10. That can be written as x raised to 10. Now look over here, this is minus 4 x raised to minus 5 in the denominator, and look at this term here, it is 3 minus 4 by x raised to 5. So when we solve it, into x raised to 5 into x raised to 5, so it is 20 by x raised to 10 minus 4 by x raised to 5. This is also coming, so 5 and 5 it will become 10. Yeah, both places you have x raised to 5. So it's 3 x raised to 5 when we equalized by 4 x raised to 5, we have gathered it here. Now let's open this bracket. What will come? 12 x raised to 5 plus 16 by x raised to 10. So this is 36. 36 minus 12 x raised to 5 by x raised to 10. If you want, you can take the 12 common. 3 minus x raised to 5 by x raised to 10. I will just have a quick look at the thing and check whether it is fine. Okay. Yeah. So that's how things are working, and that's how we get the derivative. That's about it. Now we got the next problem, and let's check what we can do there and quickly check how we can do it. We call first the function as f of x is equal to 2 by x plus 1 minus x squared by 3x minus 1. Then for a convenience, let's call this as u and b, and let u be 2 by x plus 1, or it is 2 by x plus 1 and b be x squared by 3x minus 1. Now for our convenience, we'll further call this as r, and let r be 2 and w be x plus 1 and z be x squared and s be 3x minus 1. We are treating it as a quotient. So u is coming as r by w. So quotient rule, w into r dash minus r into w dash by w squared. Okay, we haven't found out the derivatives. This is a number, its derivative is 0. Derivative of both the terms, derivative of x is 1 and derivative of 1 is 0. So it's basically 1. So let's write w is x plus 1, derivative of r is 0, so the whole term is washed out. And r for us it is 2 and derivative of w is 1 by w squared, which is x plus 1 the whole square. Basically it is minus 2 by x plus 1 the whole square, which comes out as a derivative. Now here also, so b becomes, we'll get the derivative in cube because it's difficult otherwise. Derivative of x squared by nx raised to n minus 1 is 2x, and derivative of s is derivative of this plus minus derivative of this. Minus 1 is a number, it doesn't have a derivative, and 3x means you have to take only the derivative of x, which is 1, and 3 will stay like. So it is like 3 into derivative of x, which is 1, which is 3. So b is now z by s, which means v dash by quotient rule is s into z dash minus z into s dash by s squared. S for us is 3x minus 1, z dash is 2x, and z for us is x squared, but s dash is 3. So 3x squared by s squared is 3x minus 1 the whole square. Now let's open this bracket. 6x squared minus 2x minus 3x squared by 3x minus 1 the whole square. So 3x squared minus 2x by 3x minus 1 the whole square. So that's these two values. Now your fx is actually u plus v, u minus v. So your f dash x is u dash minus v dash, and these we have ready made. It is minus 2 by x plus 1 the whole squared, and this is 3x squared minus 2x by 3x minus 1 the whole square. Not much scope for solving and all that, we'll leave it like that. So this is how we go to solve it, right? Then we come to cos x. 1 minute. I don't know. There is a question number 7. I doubt whether I have done it or not. We'll do one thing. We'll finish the exercise. Then once again I will do question number 7. There's a doubt in my mind whether I have done it or not. So whether done it or not, we will take it once again. Question number 7. Suddenly a doubt is cropping in my mind whether I have done it or not. Okay, no problem. Let's finish this. Then we can come back. Now in the 10th question, they say that you should find the derivative of cos x by first principles. I hope we remember the first principle. F dash x is limit as h tends to 0 sin f of x plus h minus f of x by h. So that I will just write as a ready rectangle is limit as h goes to 0 f of x plus h by h. So this will be using let. Now this is our solution. So solution, let f of x be cos x. As we do in these things, let's find therefore next step f of x plus h. What is it? Wherever x comes, x plus h. But this can't be left like this. It's a complicated thing. So we know the thing. So let's do it. Cos x cos h minus sin x sin h. Next step, f of x plus h minus f of x. This is what we were doing for first principles. So cos x cos h sin x sin h minus cos x. Now clubbing these two together, cos x will be cos h minus 1 minus sin x into sin h. So this is cos squared h by 2 minus sin squared h by 2 minus cos squared h by 2 minus sin squared h by 2 . Is it cos squared h by 2 minus sin squared h by 2? No, yes. The cos's will get cancelled and 2 sin squared. Okay, fine. There was a little bit of doubt. This is minus 2 sin squared h by 2. Yeah, double angle formula. And minus sin x and sin h, nothing much that we can do, let it stay there. So this is what is a solving. Now next step is always by h. So cos x, or rather minus 2 cos x sin squared h by 2 minus sin x sin h. Now we will come to f dash x, which by formula is limit as h goes to 0. In the exam this will carry marks, so you should definitely write the formula. It's not that you skip it. So limit as h goes to 0, and let's take all that. Minus 2 cos x sine squared h by 2 minus sin x sin h whole by h. Now this gets distributed individually. Limit as that, because that's how it will work conveniently. Minus 2 cos x sin squared h by 2 by h, limit as h goes to 0, sin x into sin h by h. Now one thing you should know, that limit is on h, so it's h is a variable, others are not variable. So cos x is not a variable because the variation is on h. So this can skip out, can come out, minus 2 cos x, and here it is sin squared h by 2 by h. And here same way sin can come out because it's no longer a variable here. Limit as h tends to 0, sin h by h. This is fortunately 1. So 1 into this. Similarly, I'll take this part and I'll continue over here. Right. So similarly, what will happen here? It's minus 2. Why didn't I write limit? Limit as h goes to 0 is there. Yeah. So now here minus 2 and cos x, they are coming out. Minus 2 and cos x, they are coming out. Limit as h goes to 0, sin h by 2. By h is there. So we'll make a small adjustment and we'll put a 2 here so that we get the h by 2. But still there is one more sin h by 2. Isn't it? One h is there, with that we have made that adjustment, and here we are left with just minus sin x. Why? Because this part has become 1. So like that you have got so many things. Now this, fortunately, when h is tending to 0, h by 2 also will tend to 0. Like that this part will be, the 2 can come out and this part will become 1. So we have minus 4 cos x, limit as, for this it is h going to 0. Limit as h going to 0, sin h by 2 minus sin x. Because the other parts all we made at 1. There is a problem here. As h goes to 0, sin h is also 0. Sin h by 2 is also 0. So because this is 0, this entire part is 0. And we are left with only minus sin x. Understood? So that is how you are getting the derivative of cos x as minus sin x. Therefore, f dash x is minus sin x. That's how we come to this. So that's the end of this question. Now we are coming to the question number 11. In the question number 11, they say that find the derivative. They are purely telling that find the derivative. Now, because I have not stated anything, we will directly go to the derivative. This is very simple. Why? Because it's a product, isn't it? And sin x cos x, we are aware. Sin x cos x, we are aware. F dash x. See, keep sin x as it is, take the derivative of cos x. That's a product rule. Keep cos x as it is, take the derivative of sin x. So cos x derivative is minus sin x, and sin x derivative is cos x. So we are getting minus sin squared x and cos squared x. Either you leave it like that, or if you are informed about what it is actually cos 2x. So your answer will be cos 2x. That's about it. Then the second subpart, it tells about sec x. So sec x and all, you should know the function. You should know the derivative. But because we are beginners, we will also see how we get it. Like sec x, the derivative is sec x tan x. We will see how we get it. Now sec x, technically when you go to see it, is 1 by cos x. Okay, so what we will do is, you can, if you want, you can take it as a quotient and you can work. So maybe you can say that let u be 1 and let v be cos x, right? So what is u dash? 0. What is v dash? Minus sin x, right? So what is your f dash? F x is u by v. So f dash x is obviously going to be v into u dash minus u into v dash by v squared. So v for us cos x, u dash is 0, so that term is washed out. U for us is 1 and v dash for us, it's minus sin x by v squared, means it's cos squared x, right? So what are we left with? Sin x by cos squared x, or it is like writing sin x by cos x into 1 by cos x. That means it is tan x sec x. So derivative of sec x is sec x tan x. So that's all about this video. We do have more problems, and I said somehow I am a little confused whether I have taken the question number 7 or not. So once again we will take it up in the video after we finish the question number 11. Thank you.